Close second. IVSA Serbia. IVSA South Africa. IVSA South Korea. IVSA Sweden. Sweden takes about a mile, but I don't know if anyone else knows a real person. I just think I just say Taiwan. I just say the Netherlands.
Carnaval specificiteiten voorbereidingscomité leden.
I just say Tunisia. I just say Tunisia. No. UK and Ireland.
Yeah. Pseudo hypoparathyroidism.
I just say
Anti-disestablishment.
the whole bunch of you. Everybody said that.
Anti-disestablishment hearing.
Thank you. I just say Cyprus. I just say Cyprus. I just say Mexico. I just say Senegal. I just say Colombia. I just say Nepal. Sorry. No, I just say Nepal. Okay, we have reached quorum at 55%.
I know it wasn't the longest word, but South Africa wins, and Shabalolo is my favorite word. Okay, moving right along. Next up, nominations for president. The chair will now, what, do you have a question? The chair will now accept nominations for president. Are there any nominations? Tina?
Sinds Liebe, IVSA Denmark, I nominate Jan Knups from een ex-group.
Mary?
I accept.
Are there any more nominations for president? Seeing none, nominations are closed. They will be open again in the next GA. Next up, nominations for the 70th IVSA Congress. Explanation from the chair. The Netherlands was nominated at the last event, so that's why they're already on the slide. So we do have a nominee, but the chair will now accept other nominees for the 70th IVSA Congress. Are there any nominations? Seeing none, nominations are closed. They will be open again in the next GA. The chair recognizes the presence of IVSA Cyprus. There they are. And Senegal. They're both here. Okay. And next up, nominations for a Symposium 2 years away. The chair will now accept nominations. Are there any nominations? Seeing none, nominations are closed. And now we will continue. The GA session went on, it's highly small.
Kylie Small, IVSA Exco, I move to move point 13.5 committees and working group to after point 13.1, the development fund.
Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, I have to read it. I have to read it because it's not on the screen. Where is it? Are there any objections to the motion to move point 13.5 committees and working groups to after point 13.1 development fund? Hearing none, motion passes. And now we will continue with the agenda, starting with a presentation on IVSA activities, member organization director. No, committee coordinator? They're not in order. Committee coordinator. Emily, that's you.
Not as tall as Perry. Okay, hi guys. So I introduced myself before, but my name is Emily Freeman, and I am the committee coordinator secretariat. And here, so on the screen you can see Aninka. Aninka is our committee coordinator. Unfortunately, she can't be here at Symposium, but I'll be just talking really quickly about what the CC does. So as you can see on the screen, we do both internal and external work. So the internal work, what Aninka's job is basically she works liaising between the executive committee, everyone who's up here, and the committees and working groups. So we talked about the committees and working groups before, which I'll go over in a moment. And then that external work is really mostly working with the WHSA, which is the World Health Students Alliance, as well as specifically the World Health Students Alliance in Cape Town. Then here's a great slide of all of our committees and working groups. So we have first the Standing Committee on Career Attributes, Standing Committee on Veterinary Education, Standing Committee on Animal Welfare, the Working Group on Alumni, the Standing Group on Wellness, and the Standing Committee on One Health. Then we've got a picture of all of our lovely chairs, 3 of which are here. So Andreas from IVSA Greece is the chair of the Standing Committee on One Health. Laura from IVSA France is the chair for the Standing Committee on Animal Welfare. Georgios, also from IVSA Greece, is the chair of the Standing Committee on Career Attributes. Katerina is the chair for the Standing Committee on Wellness. Tavishi Pandya is the chair for the Working Group on Alumni. And Dauda is the chair for the Standing Committee on Veterinary Education. And then that's me. And Thomas, who you also have met, and he is divided between myself and the MOD. Great. So I'm going to hand it over to Andreas, who is going to introduce our next presenter.
So I will tell you some things for the World Health Student Alliance, and I will go present with Sad, which is actually one of the executive committee members of IVSA. So he's a medical student from over here. So I have a question for you. I want to raise your hands, all people that you know that your IVSA chapter had a cooperation with some other healthcare sciences. It must be about that. Okay. I think it's not that big percent, so this presentation will be helpful for you to know some things and to see how these questions work. So, the World Health Student Alliance is one of the world's largest interprofessional healthcare alliances. It exists through a strong coalition of international health student organizations that advances global health students through common initiatives. So this is the 4 main partners of this alliance, which is the International Federation of Medical Student Association, IVSA, International Pharmaceutical Students Federation, IVSA, and the National Veterinary Student Association, IVSA, and the International Association of Dental Students. And so the Alliance started in 2014, and in order to honor students being the key agent of chances, to underline their responsibility for communities that surround them, and to commemorate the past and present efforts of all students worldwide. So, Sam, let's say the rest.
Thank you very much, Andreas. Can you hear me in the back? I usually prefer not using the mic, but yeah. So I'm Saad Wakas from Morocco. I'm the liaison officer to students' organizations in IVSA. So my job basically is coordinating between medical students and other students' organizations, which is you basically. And it's really a great pleasure for me to be being here, and especially that it's in my country, Morocco. So the idea of this alliance, as Andreas said, it was created 6 years ago, and the mission is mainly to unite us, healthcare students, because as I always say, one hand never collapses alone, so it's important to join hands, improve our capacity building, share with each other, share initiatives, for example, best practices, success stories. So that was the main. Slow down, okay? Just turn this off, or just turn the mic off so that. Okay, so I'll slow down my voice. And as I was saying, the main mission is unite us healthcare students to share best practices with each other, and also to advocate together, because that's another important mission of the Alliance, which is advocacy, policy making, raising our voices as healthcare students, saying that we are working together as a union, and that we have special, for example, stances or positions about specific topics, about, for example, AMR, about when it comes to vaccination, the importance of youth engagement when it comes to health and policy. So it's important for us to unite. And the Alliance currently represents 1.9 million healthcare students in the world in more than 155 countries. So that's really a big and important number. So what we usually do in the Alliance, first we collaborate and conduct international campaigns. One recent campaign that we had organized is the WOW, World Antibiotic Awareness Week. It was in November. Maybe some of you saw the slides and things in social media. So we encourage also our members to work on important topics that we believe we should take a position on. And the second thing we do usually is policy statements. As I said, for example, in the World Health Assembly, let's say, for example, in the United Nations General Assembly, we try to be there in those important international events, and as healthcare students, we raise our voices, we represent what we believe in, and we ask stakeholders to also do or act upon certain positions. Another thing we do is national collaboration, and I would really want to focus on that, which is really relevant and the most important points for you people. Nationally, you are doing great work, you are contributing your universities, your communities with the policymakers, stakeholders, but it's important for us to join hands on the national level and be able to collaborate with each other. Personally, I can share with you contacts. I mean, you can get in touch with the expo and from there with me if you need contacts with medical students in your countries, also pharmacy students, also dentistry students, so that you can work together first on different healthcare topics such as AMR, such as vaccination, such as food safety, a lot of topics that we have in common, also environmental health, also mental health and wellness. That's also, all those are some topics that we can work on. Another thing which are exchanges. So we organize exchanges nationally. We also organize exchanges nationally. It will be very important to, join hands and collaborate with each other and organize social programs together and everything. That's also something we can work on nationally. And yeah, as I said, feel free to think about it, how you can work nationally and get in touch with other healthcare students on the national level. And another thing finally, which is attending events on the external and international level. And one of the interesting events that which is the WHSS, the World Healthcare Students Symposium. This year it will be from the 20th to the 24th of June in South Africa, Cape Town. And there was, like it was mentioned earlier, so the idea of the symposium is that we gather healthcare students from all around the world, from different specialties or areas, and we create a sharing space between them. So you are all invited to the symposium, and in the next few days, we will be making or sharing some registration links and invitations. So make sure to check it out, share it with your people, and apply for that. So this is basically the alliance, and if you have any question about it, feel free to raise your hand. I see a hand there.
Daniel, I will say ex officio. Are the dates you said correct, or should we go with the dates on the slide, the student symposium?
Let's check the slides again. Maybe I was just, let's see.
Because the website as well says 14th to 19th.
14th to the 19th, exactly.
So the slide is correct, and there was a small.
Exactly,
Just
yes.
FYI.
Thanks for the remark, absolutely. So as mentioned in the website, it's from the 14th to the 19th of July. And another thing, if you are interested in any topic or you want to suggest something or get involved, there is an email, secretariat. So the concept is each year there is one of those 4 organizations who is holding the email of the secretariat. And this year, guess who it is? It's IVSA. So yeah, that's the secretariat's email, and thank you for your attention.
Grant, thank you very, very much. That was a very interesting presentation. So now I'm going to go on and speak about giving you an update on the Standing Committee of Veterinary Education. The chair of that committee, Dowda, could not be here, unfortunately, so I'm going to just give you a quick update as to what this committee's been up to over the past 6 months. So the aim of SCOBE, the Standing Committee of Veterinary Education, is facilitating the distribution of knowledge among veterinary students worldwide. So this is achieved through various different projects the committee puts on. Mainly, they want to make education accessible for all veterinary students by sharing materials and knowledge through various different outlets and sources. One of those is the EduPlus platform. So this is an online collection of useful resources like PDFs and web pages, online applications that you all have access to in order to help you with your studies or maybe looking for internships and that sort of thing. It's currently being updated constantly in order to keep everything up to date with the newest research and newest different web pages that might be useful to you all. The newest features that I would like to highlight are the Clinicians Brief, and that is a peer-reviewed site with different peer-reviewed case studies all put together for you. So potentially, if you're doing research, that's what you have. The next is the Vetitude, and I've also included the site on here, but it's all on the new committee page website, which I'll discuss later at the end. Really, what they're working for is different kind of content on this website that's useful to you all. So if you have any recommendations, we definitely take them. The next thing is the Vet Talks. So these are short educational videos made by both veterinarians and veterinary students. So for example, their last Vet Talk was with Dr. Lauren Smith, talking about trust within the veterinary-client relationship. So the cool thing about these is, for example, the last talk was made by a current veterinarian, but there also is the possibility for students to do these talks as well. So if that's something you're really interested in, if you've got a topic you're very passionate about, you can get into contact with SCOBE and get experience presenting on a topic that you might be doing your dissertation on or a big project on or something like that. And that's a really great opportunity for you to share your knowledge, as well as everyone watching these vet talks to receive that knowledge as well. Next one, the next project that SCOBE has worked on is the SCOBE survey. So I'm first going to talk about the new survey that they're putting out this year. And it basically is going to look at factors that are both academic and non-academic and how those affect veterinary education either directly or indirectly. They're really working towards targeting graduates, so not just us students, but also IVSA alumni as well. And looking at those factors that impact their education. So the last survey they did was on the financial burden of veterinary school and how that impacts veterinary students. As I'm sure all of you know, that is something very impactful to you all individually. So they were asking questions: is there any relationship between school debt and stress levels? Does that school debt really affect your career choice? And do vet students really think that the pay they get from work after graduation is enough for what they pay for education? So, as I'm sure is unsurprising, the survey found that higher debt equals increased stress. But what they did find, the positive bit of this, is that courses that universities had on financial management really helped reduce those stress levels in students. So Scobie recommends that universities might work to include these within their courses. All right, the next project is the Scobie essay competition. The theme of I'm excited to announce the winner, which is Eleanor White from IVSA UK and Ireland. So we can all clap. And her essay was on the comparative medicine and what the most effective solution to zoonosis in the modern world might be. The essay competition is really great because it's a great way to engage students by submitting their own work to the essay competition, as well as those who are reading the essays receiving that knowledge as well. A quick update on the OVL, the Scobie Online Veterinary Library. This is a big project they've been working on for a while, but are currently going through some different problems with that. But work is being suspended at the moment, and it's being moved to a different platform. And as soon as we have updates on that, they will all let you know of that. All right, the next project is the IVSA Veterinary Journal of Veterinary Education, the JVE. So Scobie is currently taking submissions on the theme learning outside the lecture halls. So submissions are open right now. So if you have any work that you think you can submit to this journal, you're welcome to submit it to Scobie on the scobie@ivsa.org email. You can see it at the bottom there. This journal is actually really unique, I think, because it's divided into 3 different sections. So the first section is articles. So kind of your typical what you think of a journal with different topics that might be covered all surrounding a certain theme. But the other section of the journal is all artwork. So whether that's either paintings or drawings or anything like that all veterinary students are going to submit. So you can submit your artwork as well as your articles. And then the last section of the journal is going to be about the happenings of Scobie, what that standing committee has done over the past year. So you can submit these articles or artworks until February 10th to the email below. Another project that Scobie has done is the fact card. So this is all basically fun facts that are related to either veterinary medicine or animal science or animals that they'll post on their social media basically every week, just to kind of keep you updated on some fun facts you might not know. You can see one of their patent, which is very relevant to all the cats you've seen around today. All right, now on to the upcoming projects. So the Scobie quiz actually happened on the 11th of January, and there's a €30 prize, and they're working on scoring that quiz right now, so you'll be hearing the announcement of that as soon as they finish scoring. Another is the Scobie webinar, and that's actually in collaboration with IVSA, and that's the International Federation of Medical Students Association, and that will occur on the 28th of March. So keep your eyes on the Scobie social media in order to find the platform for that and watch that when it comes out. I've already discussed the Journal of Veterinary Education, so release of the first one and then the call of the second one, as I was just discussing. The survey as well, the results of the financial burden survey, and the new survey that you should look out for in February. All right, so another great initiative that Scobie has are the Scobie ambassadors. So you can see some photos of those ambassadors up there as well. So these ambassadors basically do their best at their university to promote the aims and the message of the Standing Committee of Veterinary Education. So you can see the names of these top ambassadors listed up there. Jana from the Czech Republic, Diana from Portugal. Diana from Portugal did a really great project of translating all of the Scopy materials from English to Portuguese and having those available to her university, which is a really awesome initiative. Ludwig from Ghana, who I believe is here. Ludwig hosted a radio talk show based off of the Scopy campaign and AIMS, which is really, really cool and really unique, so very well done. And you can see the rest there. Manon from Bangladesh, Linda from Indonesia, Justina from Indonesia, Ashley from South Africa, a lot from Nepal, and Sohang from Bangladesh as well. I apologize for my pronunciation if you know those people. Here's some more pictures from the Scopy ambassadors and things that they've been up to. Really, really impressive work that they've done. Scopy would also like to shout out to the following national MOs, South Africa, Germany, Bangladesh, and Nepal, for being really awesome in promoting their materials and sharing them on social media and everything. So we'll give them a big round of applause as well. And then really quick, just all these people behind the scenes. So the chair of the committee, as I told you, is Dauda from IVSA Nigeria. And all of these people make up that whole committee, and they do a lot of work promoting all of these projects, and it is very impressive. So I'm just going to go through their names really quickly. Christina from Greece, Alexander from Australia, Camille from Estonia, Kashif from Pakistan, Andy from Indonesia, Adam from IVSA UK and Ireland, Gofran from Egypt, Alumjadi from Indonesia, Sultana from Nepal, Avran Ithan from Malaysia, and Lovina from Nigeria. And thank you all very much for listening. And what I'll do now is hand it back over to Andreas for the Standing Committee on Web Health.
So this is our committee, IVSA scope. For those that you don't know what is One Health is the common health of animals, humans, and the interaction with their environment. So just this is our mission is to transfer this message around all IVSA members. And we have several ways to do that, so we will see one way in each slide. First of all is our publication. Our publication team is Javaronzo from Uganda, Suraj from Nepal, and Constantinos from Thessaly. And we have all the previous journals that you can find in our newsroom. And of course, 2 days ago, we published a new journal that, in which you can find 6 articles from our IVSA members, and 2 more, one from my and one from FMSA, and of course our newsroom. Next, we have our YouTube channel. We post videos, it's small videos, maximum 3 minutes, so you can work, you can see them easily. Our team who works on videos is Anna from America, and Glenn from Ghana. And this is actually the videos that we have on the previous channel. And but now we created a new channel that we will ask you to follow us. And we have already 27 videos uploaded, but we have already 4 more prepared that will be uploaded in the next weeks. We have unfortunately only 8 subscribers. Please follow. And the next project, one of the main projects that we have is a project for with the OA Junior Ambassadors. Our team is Katerina from Italy, Sean from UK and Ireland, and Hadiza from Tunisia. And Katerina is here to talk to us for that.
Our Junior Ambassador program is a collaboration between IVSA and OAI. OAI gives us the material, and our aim is to have one OAI ambassador per chapter to spread as much as we can OAI campaigns. The work of ambassadors will be evaluated with points, and the winner will take a nice award. terms last only 6 months, and the application for the second tax will open Saturday. Check if there is no annoying ambassadors for your chapter, because we can reopen application only for your chapter, and we already done this with Konya and Brownie. Sorry for the pronunciation.
So, yes, just to these main points that we will open the applications on Saturday, and the winner from the previous term is not already announced, but we will announce it through OI presentation the next days. So the next thing that we have is our social media. Probably you all know about Facebook and Instagram, and we have, I think, a good interaction on that with you. But you don't know about LinkedIn and Twitter, so try to find us there too if you use this media more. So one big competition that we have for you is the year-long competition. So we have created this hashtag IVSA Scope Competition 1920 that you can use through whenever you post something in which social media you prefer, and which is about related to one yet. It's yes, it can be under scope projects or something that you do separately. You can use this hashtag, and after the end of the term, we will count all the points and we will give 150 euros to the chapter that will have the best work. Yes. So, the project managers is Alisa from Uganda and Jordan, and Isa from Bangladesh. And we have actually, our committee have 5 main projects, but for this year we created a new one for Mental Health Day. And this year we did, it was the first year, and we talked about pet therapy, and we created this poster, informative poster, and we did a quiz that we had many participations, yes, many answers, and we had some winners that found all answers very correct, and I think the results are already uploaded on Facebook, so you can find it there. Then the next project is World Rabies Day. This year we had a double campaign. We asked all MOs to send us their works on Rabies Day, and we asked also individual artworks. So we had many workshops for you, and it's already published to our channel, but you can find it there. The next is the One Health Day. We created 4 formatted posters. It was 1 poster for every day till 3rd of November. And then we had the quiz. The results are published also to our publications. And the last project that we did for this year is antimicrobial resistant AMR week, yes. And this was a cooperation with IVSA, and we did a webinar. We created some infographics. We had some useful materials that we sent to all your MOs email, a quiz that you could participate and see the answers and learn from that. Then it was a competition that the applications closed some days ago, and we will release the winners some days later. And we have an application. It's all sent to your MOS mail, so you can find it there. And then the next thing that we did here this year is a cooperation with IVSA. We create this small working group, which is we have 3 IVSA members in this team and 3 IVSA members. It's coordinated by our side, by Jordan, and it has 2 main goals. The first goal is to create an One Health project, and the second is to create an One Health event. It will be on One Health, and we will have half vet students and half medical students. And the application to host this event will open after Sunday, so be ready if you want to host such an event. One Hope is a team under One Health Commission. This team have several smaller working groups that work. It's separated according to the continent and according to the educational level, and they all work to create educational tools for their own place. And they asked Scott to be part of this planning team. So we will have some more news for you, I think, the next days. This, yes, you can already participate, and it's a working group of this that you prefer. And we will share that on our social media. Otherwise, if you want to do something these days, or earlier than our post, you can contact with me, and I will share this thing with you. And the last one, but the best for me, is the One Health conference. And here we have our OC. They work very hard these days. And we have 3 members from SCOPE, who is already, which were part of the OC, and our vice president is somewhere here, yes. I cannot see my mouse. Okay, it's there. It's Barbados. It will take place in IVSA in 20 to 23 April. We have already a Facebook and Instagram account that you probably have seen, and I ask you to follow so to have our news. And today we have our website prepared already, so we will share it too. That's all. Don't forget our conference. Thank you. For questions, you can find me, I guess.
Hi guys, so I will just present you the work of the Standing Committee on Wellness since the last 6 months. So let's just shortly see the whole team of IVSA wellness. As you can see, they are all countries. Sadly, the chairs Katarina cannot be here, so I'll do my best to promote this. So there's projects. The first project they worked on was the Mentor-Mentee program, where it was a program to the point of this program was to match current IVSA students, members with a member of IVSA alumni to help us through the twist in terms of veterinary schools. Actually, the applications are closed, but there are not actually mentors in the program. You can definitely apply for a mentor and join them by sending an email to the school team. Then they started the pet recipe book, which was basically a recipe book, to give students the opportunity to eat something else than their usual students' food. So the idea was to ask members from IVSA and also from all over the world to get this healthy and easy to make recipe. So you can just combine them and make a web book. So you can just pick whatever you want from all that when you want. So and it will come soon. So as there are not a lot of application at the moment, don't hesitate to send your application. You have the link to fill the form for the recipe and the last year bulletin. So the Wellness Week will come soon, in between the 13th of March and the 5th of April, sorry. Different dates. The poster will also be out pretty soon, I guess, in the next year bulletin. And you'll be updated of what's happening during this week. Also, it's coming Solidarity Week, which will take place between the 26th and 30th of April. So it will be a week starting on the on International Vet Day. Every day will be devoted to a special, every day will be devoted to a special field in solidarity field. So the first day will be a pledge for songing. Then we'll have anxiety and depression awareness for 2 days, and compassion fatigue awareness also on the last day. Then some more information on my phone. Not enough. So the wellness toolkit is also in construction and will be out in the next few months. So we'll have different tricks and tips to get more wellness, some music, and some little tips to get better and get some more wellness, you know. That's all. Thanks. Sorry for this weird information.
Hi guys, I'm Tab. I'm the chair of the working group on alumni. So who are we? We're the board of the working group of alumni and consists of 13 veterinary graduates and students from around the world. Our aims and current goals, so we want to bring IVSA alumni closer to the students to create benefits for both. We want to form a strong alumni database with clear benefits for the members, a platform for sharing long-term ideas, and we're going to form a strategic plan this year. So our team, that's me, I'm the chair, I'm a graduate in London. Then we've got Lacey from Southmet, Jessica, who's here today, Anna, Milhone, Meg, Janet, and Vincenzo, and Latifa, and I'm John. So lots of us, 13. And as I said, we're a mix of students and graduates. So we get a nice mix of ideas. So the current projects that we're working on, the first one is applications and members. So Hannah and Delna are in charge of this. So we want to reach out to more people, more graduates to join the alumni group. We need to contact those alumni who have now graduated, who've been to symposium and congresses, but are now sort of a bit out of touch. We want to bring them back in. We're going to create promotional material, and of course, they manage all the applications, which is hard work. The next thing is social media. So Meg, Vincenzo, Milhone, and Janet are in charge of this. We have a Facebook group for all the graduates who want to join in, and we discuss things on there. Such as recent medical advancements and things like that. And also it's just a network, like the IVSA students network. So if you are ever in a country on a congress or a symposium, you can meet fellow friends from around the world there. So we manage the alumni Facebook group, and there's a page as well. And we've got a new Instagram and a new alumni newsletter that comes out every 2 months. Which has loads of updates, important information, and recent changes in veterinary medicine. So you can go ahead and give those a like. The third thing is alumni events. So we're trying really hard to create new alumni events for all of our members. So this is actually the first one we're doing that is organised by the working group of alumni. Brian, who's here, Latifa and John and myself are in charge of this. So I'll take you through really briefly what we're doing here in Morocco. So it's a shorter schedule than the symposium, and we're joining the symposium for some things, and we're also doing separate things as alumni only. So we're staying in Airbnbs, and we've got our own travel. So yeah, we everything in orange is things we're doing with you, and the blue is we're doing separately. So tomorrow we leave for Fez. We're going to explore Fez and work at a hospital for equines there. On our way back, we're going to visit Ephraim Park and see the monkeys there. And then we're going to come back for the Development Fund live auction. And then we leave on Friday. So other projects that we're doing is the postgraduate database that Jessica and Lacey are in charge of. So basically we're creating a database of opportunities that you can do once you've graduated, such as master's programs, internships from around the world that you can sort of, as soon as you've graduated, log on to and have a look and see what's available to you. And also we're working with wellness on the mental mentee program. Any questions? Cool, thanks.
Okay, PowerPoint again. I'm going to you a quick update on the Standing Committee of Career Attributes. So SCOCA is one of our newest established committees. It was established in July 2019 in Congress in Croatia to give the IVSA Trainers Network structure. So the aim of this committee is to strengthen the soft skills awareness and abilities of all of our IVSA members, and that's also the aim of the Trainers Network. So this new committee basically gave the Trainers Network a really big structure and more people working towards establishing this full network. Currently, the committee is working on establishing a manual / strategic plan, and that will be completed in March 2020 to continue to give that this Trainers Network more structure and be more beneficial to you all as members. We're hoping to host a Training New Trainers event within 6 months, so between now and Congress in July. And we're working to collaborate with different organizations that you've heard of previously, like IVSA, IVSA, and IVSA. So that is really exciting, and keep a lookout on all of the IVSA pages to find out more about when that would be. Cool. Does anyone have any questions about SCOCA or SCOBY, because I'm about to say that, or committee coordinator? Okay, great. If you ever do, you can come find me. Hand you back to Perry.
Okay, Anya, MOD time.
Hi guys, I'm Anna Sietkiewicz, your member organization director from Poland. Many of you probably met me already, but if you still didn't talk to me, I'm here for you. If you have any questions about how to run your MO, come talk to me. I will be around. And before I'll give you an update on what I've been working on in the past few months, I have to introduce you my amazing MOD team and my 3 wonderful secretaries. We have Miran from IVSA Iraq, Romania, and we have Jacqueline from IVSA Belgium. Unfortunately, they couldn't be here with us, but they did a great work. And we have also Thomas from IVSA France. You already met Thomas, probably. He's here around. And so I would like to take this time to officially thank them for all the great work that they have been doing in the past few months, because without them, I wouldn't be able to run all the projects. And so, starting with some formalities, IVSA EOS and President Facebook group. And so we still don't have all IVSA EOS and Presidents in this group. So if you are not there, just find this group on Facebook, click join button, and be part of this group. It's very important. It's a very important communication source because there are many important announcements, so join it, don't forget. And when you join the group, you will be asked 2 questions. I'm mentioning it here because many EOS and presidents are trying to join the group, not answering these questions, and this is adding a lot of work for Miran, and he has a lot of work already. So please, if you are joining, answer those questions. 2 simple ones. What member organization are you part of? So for example, IVSA Romania. And what is your position? So EO, president, or other board member. And we have also IVSA members worldwide Facebook group for everybody who would like to be updated about what's happening in IVSA, but it's not your president. And everybody, all IVSA members can join this group. Just find this group on Facebook, click the button, and we'll make sure to add you. And also don't forget to answer questions, because they are very helpful. Without answering those questions, we don't know which MO are you part of, and we can add you to the group. There on the EO and Presidents Facebook group, you will find a link. It's pinned in an announcement. If you can't find it, also talk to me. I will show you where to find it. There is a member organization Google Drive. It's very important, Google Drive, with every important document, guidelines, and official list of MOs for all the EOS and Presidents. So take a look at this drive as well. And you can find a member organization official list over there. And there are all the official emails, all the EOS, the presidents, basic names, university of attendance, status of MO, if it's active, not active candidate, everything that you need to know, all the contact details for the MO, so this is also a very important list. And official email addresses of MOs. So this year we managed to set up official email address for our MO. I think it's all set. So these are the emails that we are using from nowadays only. So we are not using any alternative email addresses to contact you guys. So no gmail.com emails, just these ones. They are ending with IVSA.org. And this is very important to use these email addresses because first of all, it significantly strengthens the communication between me and you guys, and also communication among all the MOs. And it's also looking very professional in case you contact partners, your local sponsors. It's very nice to have domain IVSA.org. I think it will help you a lot. And because of this, we put those email addresses on our official website. There is IVSA website. All of them are there. So in case any partner would like to contact you, your local MO, you need to have this email address set because it's on the website, so you may get some important emails. If you don't know how to set this email address, come talk to me, I'll help you, or just send me an email or send email to Miran because he is basically taking care of setting it all up. Then something that probably interests you the most, exchanges. I'm actually very happy because many IVSA MO managed to already organize exchanges this year. Actually, every MO organized one exchange, which is super great. On our memorization Google Drive that I showed you before, we have some cool materials that may help you out. We have promotional materials for group exchanges, we have group exchange manual, we read it, there are a few important information that may help you out with organizing those events. We have also Google form examples, some contract examples, because it's very nice to sign contract with the other MO if you are organizing an exchange. So take a look at this drive, it may help you a lot, or just ask me questions if you have. And then we have individual exchanges. Let me brief you on what the program is, because I think that not all of you are aware about this opportunity. This is called an exchange, but it's basically one way. One student can go to another country to do their internship, externship, stay there for a while and do some veterinary medicine practice. What do you need to do to take part in individual exchange? First of all, contact your EO, because this communication should go through your EOs. And then EO can take a look at our individual exchange database. This database is on our member organization Google Drive. So again, Google Drive is very important. This is a database with the country, there's member organization, and the opportunity that they offer. It's a little different to the group exchange because it's not like, let's say, 1 week exchange with full itinerary, schedule, and all the activities organized by the other MO. It's rather a help. So if you'd like to go to another country to do some externship there, this MO can help you out with contact, with the placement, arranging your accommodation or something like this. I think it's very useful. So just contact your EO, the EO will take a look at this database, and there are all the contact details, all the opportunities. It may be very helpful. And if you know that in your country there are some cool possibilities for organizing individual exchange or some cool placements for externship, internships, you can also fill out the Google form. It's all the time available, so we'll add you to the database. I see some questions from the Netherlands. Yeah?
Hi, I'm from the Netherlands, and I filled in the individual exchange form a while ago, but I couldn't find this on the form you on the Facebook. So I was wondering, did something go wrong, or are there several Google forms?
Yeah, so this project is there for a few years already. Tabishi was running it before me. Okay? And basically, a few years ago, we had a database. but then it didn't run for a while. So not all the opportunities that were in the database were still valid. Jacqueline, my secretary, she went through all the opportunities from the past database. She contacted the MOs and she made sure that only the ones that are still valid are in this database. So some of them were unfortunately deleted because they are not possible anymore, but all of them that are still okay are in this database right now. So you can find everything there. Yeah?
Additional question, how can we make sure that our country gets in the database?
You need to fill out the Google form. It was posted on the IVSA President's Facebook group. If you'd like, I can repost it today. I can pin it as an announcement. So just fill out the Google form, and your opportunity will be added to the database.
We'll try to get them.
Okay, I can help you out after the TA. So just talk to me if you have any questions. All right, code of conduct. Elvin already introduced you to what code of conduct is. I hope you all remember about our code of conduct because it's very important. In case you'd like to read the code of conduct yourself, it's on our website, IVSA.global.site, so you can also read it. And this is important. It's not only code of conduct for this event, not only for Congress and Symposium. This code of conduct is to all events, all exchanges, and all local events that you are organizing in your MOs. So make sure when you organize an exchange to tell the delegates from the exchange to take a look at the code of conduct, and if you have any problem, you can show them this document, talk to me, and we can resolve everything that's happening during the exchanges. And then IVSA MOD Instagram. If you still are not following us, follow us. It's IVSA MOD. You can see it on the slide. It's a little different from IVSA Global Instagram because on IVSA Global we post all the international opportunities. On IVSA MOD Instagram we post what's happening in local MOs. So all the photos from the exchanges and events that you are organizing. And if you have some cool things that you would like to share with us, send photos from your exchange to Jacqueline. The email is jacqueline@ivsa.org. Easy to remember. And we can basically add photos from your exchange to our Instagram. Yay, that's the email. You can see it on the slide. We have also IVSA calendar. You can also find it on our website, on the official IVSA website. There are all the international events that are happening. So first of all, if your MO is organizing some international event, don't forget to let me know about it, because it needs to be officially approved by EXCO. But we will also add your event to IVSA calendar, and then you can take a look at it and maybe attend some cool events so that you're not missing any opportunity. And then let me give the microphone to my wonderful secretary, Toma, who will brief you about the project that we have been working on.
Hey, yes, okay. So basically, I've been working on two main tasks this few months. So my first task was the year bulletin. As you may know, every month at the beginning of the month, we're posting the year bulletin. Well, I mean, sending it in your official email address. So you have to connect. So yeah, basically you can find a lot of information inside. You have all the links to all the regional pages, but also the IVSA members worldwide page. All the deadlines and dates for international and national events that you can take part of, take part to, sorry. Then you can find new opportunities and information from the committee. You can also find a lot of opportunities for internships and grants and scholarships from our different partners. By the way, I'm quite proud because some of you talked to me about this year bulletin, and well, thank you. And well, you can guess what will be the next theme of the next year bulletin. Maybe you can wait something. So my second task, and well, the one that I really love, is a certificate. So it is basically an official certificate that approve and that certify that you are a member, like that you have a member organization, can be a local or national one, and that your board members are actually board members approved by IVSA Global. So if you haven't done it yet, just send me the composition of your board. My address to you, Thomas. I'll use it more, it's easy. Just send me and I will send you the certificates a few hours, maybe days later. Then I just have to present you shortly the evaluation of the 68th IVSA Congress in Croatia. We'll make it very short as there is a lot of information. So only 35 delegates filled the form, so that's great, but I hope that we'll have a lot of answer after this symposium. Please do it. So in this 35 persons, there were half of them were just general members, the other half was board members or former board members, and it was for 65%, I think, yeah, their first time attending a GA, so that's a great thing, and I think a bunch of you know what it is to attend a GA for the first time, so please enjoy it and answer once again the form. So there were a lot of comments about the GAs, that they are too long and needs more pairs, active pairs. We tried to get some, don't worry, it'll be fine. And well, the main information was quite positive about everything that happens in Croatia, except two main things that were free time and catering issues. So, well, I guess we'll try to get things fixed for next events. Yeah, basically, I don't want to be too long with this summary because it can last forever. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Toma. This will be posted as well for you on the delegates group, so you can read through the evaluation of Croatia if you would like in detail. We're also sharing it with other organizing committees, so they can basically read through pros and cons and all the problems and try to solve them in next events. I think Morocco did well because we have great food, so there is no problem this time. Okay. Yeah, big class for food in Morocco, that's a good thing. Okay, regional representatives. This is a project, very new project to IVSA. We actually started it this October, so it's running for a few months now, but it already brought a lot of benefits to IVSA Global, which I'm very happy about. What have we done? We divided IVSA amongst basically to 7 regions. We have North America, Latin America, Europe, and MENA, which is the Middle East and North Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, Asia, and Pacific. And each of these regions got one regional representative. And those regional representatives are working with me, they are my team, and we are basically coordinating all the MOs together with them in each region, which was very beneficial because communicating with all of you guys, it's a lot of work, of course. I would like to introduce my regional representatives. Few of them are here with me, which I'm very excited about. So we have Caroline from Norway, she is European regional representative. We have Andre from Asia, representative for Asia. We have Kofran from Egypt, she is representative of Middle East and North Africa. And we have Faith from Australia, representative for Pacific. And from Sabah, we have Colin over there. Yeah, he's representative for North America. And we have Nina from Colombia, that's the girl over here doing a great job, representative for Latin America. And we have also Tia Yosipina from Nigeria. She will actually be present on this event, but she didn't arrive yet, so I hope you all will meet her very soon. So very hardworking guys, big clap for them. So what are we actually doing with those representatives? We have 3 the most important tasks. First of all, this is information to keep you guys informed about what's happening in IVSA Global. And in order to do that, we have online meetings. So regional representatives are organizing online meetings, if you didn't realize yet, with local MOs. So if you would like to have some advice from regional representative, you would like to talk about how to run your MO, what to improve, you can schedule this online meeting, talk with the representatives, and it will definitely help you a lot. Second of all, we have the other way around, so promotion of local MOs globally, because you guys are doing so many amazing local activities and events, and I felt like it's not really well promoted and nobody really knew about it. That's why we decided to change it a little bit and promote it worldwide. In order to do that, we have, first of all, regional Facebook groups for each region. And basically, what we ask you to do, join the group and post. If you are organizing some cool lecture, workshop, campaign, exchange, post on this group so that all the MOs in your region will know what's happening there and can get inspired. We have also MO discussions happening on those Facebook groups. Each month, regional representative is posting 1 or 2 posts with a question. For example, how do you get a sponsorship for your local MO? Or, for example, I don't know, what's the structure of your board? And comment. Just comment, tell how it works in your MO so other MOs can also get inspired from it. In order to promote all the local activities, we will also have the MO bulletin. We have EO bulletin with information for all of you guys every month. MO bulletin, there will be 2 editions, one published right after the symposium, we are almost done with it. And the second edition will be posted after Congress. In that bulletin, we are putting all the local activities, lectures, workshops, exchanges that we are organizing. We will share it with all our MOs, also with our partners, to show what awesome things our local MOs are doing, not only our international officials. And also we will work on some guidelines and manuals for you to help you out with running your MO. Yeah, so that's the MO bulletin that will be published soon. And there's one more subject, one more topic that I would like to raise here. So during many events, many general assemblies already, we discussed creating national MOs in countries that have a lot of local MOs, but they don't have national one. And basically couldn't happen up until now, like we still don't have national MOs, but I would like to have a little different approach now to this problem. So I would like to take small steps and start with a survey. So I would like to ask you guys, why actually is it possible in your countries to create national MO? What are the problems, the struggles, why it's not happening? So this survey I will publish today on the delegates group. I also posted it on EOSM President's Facebook group, and please fill it out. But not only the countries that have a lot of national MOs and no, a lot of local MOs and no national one, but everybody. So there's a question at the beginning: is there a national MO in your country? If you click yes or no, you get different set of questions. And based on that, we will create some guidelines. I will try to address the issues that you are giving me basically in this survey, and we will see what can we do to help you or to encourage you to create national MO, because we still think it's very beneficial. So please fill out the survey. I will post it very soon. Thank you guys. If you have any questions, come talk to me or Toma. We are here to help you out.
Let's go. Oh, Ellen, you don't consent.
No. Open over IVSA Exco. I move to stand at least for 5 minutes.
Any discussion on standing at ease? Any objections to standing at ease? We're at ease. Standing at ease means that you can leave. You can't, I don't care if you do. The delegates can't leave.
If you'd like to talk about something, just a heads up for the roll call for tomorrow, since I know a lot of you guys can't text to discuss them. We're gonna need to do a dance from your country.
If you're a delegate, you cannot leave. That is everyone, Andres, you're a delegate. You can't leave. Ethan.
That's just what I just like to have a lot of things.
You did it. Just the link to the just the link and like just reading text, not modifying.
Hey, the delegates that just left need to come back into the room. Not alumni, I know you guys are going. Goodbye, have fun, your adventure. Thank you.
For future reference, standing means you can stand up and move around and talk. Recess means you can leave. So we just needed to fix something in our PowerPoint, that's why we're standing. It's not a real bridge.
I terribly neglectfully, when I moved the PowerPoint presentation, over left out our lovely SCA update. So SCA exists, you'll be getting an update about it. Just that. Can I have Meryl and Nita? And Meryl. And Meryl and Nita.
Okay, everybody sit down, we're going. Look alive. In your chairs. Every butt should be in a chair. It's a song, I wrote it. Sit down.
It's not very musical.
I know, I'm not musical. Sit your butts. Okay, the chair calls the J back to order at 4:54 Morocco time, and we are going to continue with the part we skipped. Standing Committee on Animal Welfare. Go.
Hi everyone, so I'm Laura, you've already met me probably, from the Standing Committee on Animal Welfare. There was a little technical difficulty here, but I did do things. Okay, I planned a short presentation, but not that short, but it wasn't there. So what we do here at school is to try and implement the part of IVSA that is to better the lives of animals and humans worldwide through promoting animal welfare. We know that it's a cause dear to the heart of many veterinarians. So as veterinary students, you probably somehow care about whether animals are happy or not, and we're trying to promote that. How we do it is through several live events that I'm going to go back on later in this presentation. Animal Welfare Week and the Animal Welfare Conference. Also, things to do with raising awareness, because we believe that the way forward is to change people's minds about animal welfare. So we've got Week in Welfare. Every week there's posts on our social media, Facebook and Instagram, about different animal welfare issues and scientific points of views that we try to put forward. We are working on an animal welfare toolkit so that people can have the instruments they need to create events around animal welfare in their universities quite easily. That should be out before the end of my term, so that would be cool. You can have this before next Congress. We have also an ambassador program, just like school and SCOBY. If you are interested in animal welfare and you want to promote animal welfare in your university, you can become a school ambassador and help us get our message across in the universities that you are in. We also have a blog because we feel that the social media does not allow for enough space to deal with certain problematics. So we have articles that are a bit longer that we publish on our blog. The link to our blog is in our social media, so if you're interested in reading a couple articles about animal welfare, you can always go there. We're currently working on an article series that should be published soon on the impact of students, veterinary students, experiences with wildlife in Africa, on their impact in the communities and on the animals. So that should be interesting. You have that to look forward to. We have partnerships with Wild Welfare, which is an association promoting the welfare of captive wildlife around the world. So that's mainly zoos, circuses, reserves, etc. And we participate in choosing the winners of the WVA and SIVA Animal Welfare Student Awards that offer considerable scholarships to students that have made a real difference in their community regarding animal welfare. So, the Animal Welfare Week. We have the Animal Welfare Week 2020 is going to be between the end of March, between the 23rd and the 29th. And the point of Animal Welfare Week is for as many NGOs as possible to organize animal welfare related events in their NGO during the same week. So that if we all do something at the same time, we can make a lot more noise. And we're going to be promoting the events that have been organized through our page and relaying all the infos about what you guys are doing. So I put a couple of pictures from the kind of things that were organized last year. We've had people selling bracelets to raise funds for dog shelters. We've had people organizing protests. We've had lectures. We've had debates. We've had people going in schools to talk about animal welfare to children. We've had people carrying out vaccination or deworming programs. There was a very wide range of things that were organized. So just find something that motivates you and try and organize it. Keep us informed. We can maybe help you with how to organize it. And we would be really thrilled to hear what you've organized. We have a little competition with that week, so everyone writes a report, and the 3 best MOs are going to be given 100 euros that they can then reinvest in animal welfare projects that interest them. The other live event that we have with school is the Animal Welfare Conference that happened, the last one happened in 2018 in Munich. Yeah, we've got some people from the OC over there. So the point is to create a space in which veterinary students interested in animal welfare can exchange around this topic and debate and perhaps come up with solutions for the problems that we're facing. The next one is going to be in the end of August in Malaysia, and we're very excited about it. Also, we are working on a new project that is not quite finished yet, but we will get the details to you probably in the month that follows. We are now sponsored by SIVA, and so we have a considerable budget that we can work with, and we'd like to use that to promote local events in MOs. So if you'd like to organize something, but you don't have the money for it, you can create a budget and you send it to us. We can perhaps help you out with a couple of the things you need. We can sponsor specific parts of your budget so that you can carry out the projects that you have in mind. Thank you for listening, and that's all from me.
Hi guys. Okay, so I'm Meryl. I'm the External Relations Officer. That's me, if you can see that. That basically kind of shows what I do, because to some of you, maybe the term External Relations Officer isn't as clear. So what I do is I talk to sponsors, talk to partners, try and maintain our current relationships, and I also focus on building new ones. I know you're all very tired right now. I know you've had a lot of information coming at you, but please do try and stay a bit awake for me, because IVSA wouldn't exist without all of the big organizations and companies that I'm going to be talking to you about right now. Okay, so what do I do with these companies? I draft contracts, I look for ways in which they can collaborate with IVSA to just kind of build more opportunities for our members and make sure that IVSA as an organization grows. I'm going to be going over our partners right now. My slides would have been pretty boring, so I added some cute little animals in there as well. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. The first one I'm going to be talking about is Viva. I won't go into that too much because Alwyn's probably going to be talking about it a bit more than I will. Me and Alwyn visited the London Vet Show and we went to the Viva stand. Viva means British Equine Veterinary Association, and we're about to start a volunteer program with them for their congress. So that's very exciting. Then there's also PSAVA, which is the British Small Animal Veterinary Association, and I've been in contact with one of their representatives, and we are about to start a European Overseas Representative Program. I have got an email from them last week, and they're in a restructuring thing right now, so it's taking a bit longer than expected, but I'm very sure that we're going to launch this project in the upcoming months. What exactly does it entail? Well, there will be 10 universities within Europe where we'll have a PSAVA representative. That person will try and sell some of their manuals. In return, they're going to get one free manual of their choice. And if they sell more than £1,000 worth of manuals, they get a chance to go to the PSAVA Congress for free, and they get another free manual. If you don't know the PSAVA manuals, they're really, really great. They're very useful for you to study from, so do look them up. I know they're sold in Utrecht, they're used quite a lot as well. Yes? Lisa?
Is it okay if I ask a question right now?
Of course.
Wait for the microphone.
Thank you, Emily. Lisa, you're IVSA. I was just wondering, a lot of schools, when students enroll, have students sign either a contract or it is in the recommend that students are not allowed to sell veterinary products to school or associate parties. Have you thought of that during the contract? Just curious.
Okay, so we don't have the contract yet, but I have talked about this with Sebastian, and we're still in the process of picking out the schools. So I'm 100% sure that's definitely something we're going to be taking into account. But thank you very much for your concern. It was a very legitimate one. All right, the next one I'm going to be talking about is IAAS, which is the International Association for Students in Agriculture and Related Sciences. Feels like there are some letters missing there, but it's still IAAS. All right, so I have made a new partnership agreement with them. It has been sent to you guys by email. I really hope you've read it. I'm going to be posting it again. It's also in the delegates drive. You guys have to approve this partnership agreement somewhere later in the GAs, so I'm not going to get into that a bit more. The next one is the mini vet guide authors. All right, so these are Dr. Gerard Polio and Hubert Heemstra. I'm pretty sure most of you guys already know about the mini vet guides. They're very small, concise booklets. They contain a lot of clinically relevant topics and cases that you can use when you're a vet, but they're also very useful for vet students themselves. The mini vet guide authors also sell a lot of flashcards concerning radiology,
They do podcasts. They're very active doing a lot of things. I have been working on an agreement with them to start off some different projects. Some are, for example, we do a workshop together with SCOCA on our Congress. They put some articles in the Veterinary Education Journal, so they've been working together with SCOCA as well. They do some podcasts for the alumni, so working group of alumni is involved as well. I've just tried to get as many IVSA related things to collaborate with them, because they do a lot and they can help us a lot as well. Then there's Mission Rabies, which is a charity that originates from a project that was founded by the World Veterinary Service. They have already vaccinated about 60,000 dogs by now. They do it in like 6 different countries, one of which is India and Cambodia. IVSA collaborated with them on a project in Ghana. And me and Laura have had a meeting with Frederick, who is their Mission Rabies representative. He was actually the IVSA president 10 years ago. So it's very interesting to see where all of us are going to end up. We might look into possibilities to start a new project with them soon. That would be really wonderful. Then another one of our partners is the OIE. You all know about that. Andreas knows even more about it than I do, so I'm not going to get into that. Then there is Vet Books for Africa. This is a project run by South African students. So 8 students go on like a road trip through Africa. They do this once every 2 years. They visit vet schools, rural communities, private clinics as well, and they just hand out veterinary books, textbooks, other veterinary equipment, which is why Laura also posted for you guys to kind of bring along some of that equipment so we can hand it to our South African girls. They'll bring it there, and then in December 2020, January 2021, the next trip will take place, so they can bring it onto their road trip, and we can all help the African community kind of improve their veterinary medicine. This actually is like a really important project, so if you're going to Greece, please also do bring even more stuff so we can help out wherever we can. Then there's Vet Festival. Vet Festival is a CPD event. It's going to be outdoors, which is a lot of fun. It's going to be taking place in Surrey from the 5th to 6th of June. I have managed to get them to give IVSA a stand. So I'm very excited about that. I'm going to be standing there, my IVSA shirt, and maybe some merchandise, and just tell people about how awesome IVSA is. So that's really good. A lot of potential partners and sponsors will be there. I've also managed to get 20 volunteers from IVSA members there. Applications will open pretty soon. I'm going to be posting it or Anya's probably going to be posting it on all of the members worldwide pages, etc. So just make sure you're on them so you do not miss out on any of these awesome opportunities. So 20 volunteers, which means you have a free fee and you get to enjoy all of their high-class lectures and CPD courses, which is a really nice opportunity. There's also a 20% discount for IVSA members. So if you do not feel like volunteering there and you just want to go, 20% discount, really nice as well. And I managed to get 2 free tickets too, so that's great. Then there's Wild Welfare. Wild Welfare is a partner for SCA, so the Standing Committee on Animal Welfare. And basically they focus on kind of improving the welfare for captive wild animals. So they focus on zoos and circuses. Next to that, they're also trying to kind of explain to them why certain practices are better than others. And basically SCA just promotes wild welfare, and then wild welfare promotes SCA. So it's a bit about that. And then I have included other partners. I don't work together with all of them. These are mainly Elvin's tasks. I might get involved sometimes, so that's why I mentioned them. And they're very important organizations too, so now you've already seen their acronyms once. IFMSA is in there too, so that's sad. So I was going to be giving a presentation about IFMSA as well, so prepare for that. Let's see. Sponsors. There's a cute little dog. That makes me happy. But it's sitting on a big pile of cash, which is also what I do. I try to bring money into IVSA. If you guys didn't know yet, because I didn't tell you, which means you didn't know, the bold ones are new sponsors and partners since my term, and the normal ones are ones that we already had. So that's for that too. Bold ones, new ones. All right. Anicura is a European family of corporate clinics. So they do specialize on, or they do focus on specialization as well. Very similar to Anicura is IVC. Both of them have a graduate program. That means that after you graduate, they have a CPD program with a mentor as well to kind of guide you through the transition from being a vet student to being an actual vet. We all know it's pretty difficult. All of a sudden we're graduating, we have no idea what we're doing, which is why they have invented those graduate academies to kind of make it a bit more easy. I have been in contact with Anicura for quite some time now, and they have agreed to be a silver sponsor, so that's $5,000. No contract is signed yet. I mean, they have confirmed over email, but you never know where it's going to end up. They might pull out last minute. I'm very optimistic though, so don't worry about it too much. Then there's Bayer. I'm pretty sure all of you know Bayer already. It's a very big company. It's a German multinational pharmaceutical and life sciences company. It's actually one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the entire world. Bayer has been a sponsor of IVSA for many years now already. I think it's probably our oldest sponsor actually. They give us $10,000. In return, we just put their logo on stuff, which is why you can see it over there. Let's see, I'm going to actually finally meet one of the Bayer representatives in February. We'll have a meeting in Brussels, so I'm really looking forward to that. One fun fact about Bayer is that their first and best known product is the aspirin, which we all know. I'm just trying to make this a bit more fun for you guys. I'm really trying. Then there's Independent Vet Care, so IVC. They also are a corporate clinic family. Let's see, what do I have to say about them? Yeah, also Graduate Academy. They are sponsoring the IVSA Central Fund for €2,000, £2,000 actually. A bit confusing because they're sponsoring the IVSA Symposium, so this one, for €2,000. Yeah, so £2,000 to the Central Fund, €2,000 to IVSA Symposium, which is really great. We can thank them for us all being here. Let's see, and there's Multiview. Multiview is a bit of a weird story. It's an American company. We get some sort of code to put into our website. We give them a list of all our member organizations, how many members we have, and a suppliers and vendors list. If you don't know what suppliers and vendors list is, basically, it's a list of all companies that we would find suitable to be our sponsors or partners, and then they go ahead and contact them, try and get some ads of them on our website through the code, and then we get money on a quarterly basis. Usually it adds up to about $1,500 a year, which is not very much, but it's great to have anyways, because we don't have to do anything for it except just give them a list. There were quite some issues with Multiview. Most of you probably won't know Brandon. Brandon used to be External Relations Officer 2 years ago, and he's now on Trust. Brandon figured it all out. He's there in America, being able to contact with them, being able to get into contact with them a lot more easy than I am. Let's see.
Then there's Purina Brand, it's also known as Purina Pet Care. It's an American subsidiary of the big corporate Nestle family. You all know Daniel, not that Daniel from Purina, who was here yesterday. He's a bit of both brand and institute actually. The Purina Brand are in silver sponsorship with us as well, so that's another $5,000. The Purina Institute is what he was giving you a presentation about yesterday, so I won't give you any information about that. They sponsor us 10,000, and then there's FEPPD. FEPPD offers courses that are focused on hands-on learning, small group teaching. You're under supervision of experts, etc. The courses actually are really good, and IVSA students get an 80% discount, which is a lot. This has been posted on the Facebook pretty regularly, so do check it out. And let's see, yes, go ahead. I'm happy I'm getting questions. That means you guys are paying attention.
Olá, from IVSA Warsaw. So about FPD, yeah, the discounts are really nice, but they're only in the US. Did you try to talk to them about their courses in Europe?
Yeah, so right now they are mainly focused in the US. We do have a lot of other European opportunities. It's very hard to find companies that offer opportunities on a global level, so everywhere. Right now, they are expanding a bit more to Europe. I checked out their website. Yeah, but they're expanding. We are not, I can definitely check with them to see if there's more possible. I will definitely check with them. You're looking very happy right now. So I'll put that on my to-do list and see what I can do. All right? Great. Then I have a little overview here because we all really like to see the numbers. So this is what sponsorship has been adding up to. Now, in my term, for all transparency, and if you're, did I talk about SIVA? I skipped SIVA, didn't I? Yes. I'm going to go back now. There's SIVA, a very important company as well. So it's also a pharmaceutical company that focuses on the research, the production, and the commercialization of pharmaceutical products and vaccines for companion animals, livestock, swine, basically everything. Me and Alvin met up with Martin Mitchell from SIVA and Ziv Nova from the WVA in Brussels, and we have come to the agreement that SIVA is going to be sponsoring the Animal Welfare Committee with €5,000 a year. And I have made an agreement for 3 years. I just got an email this morning that their legal department has approved of the memorandum of understanding that I drafted, and I will be presenting it to you as well. As it's a 3-year contract, it's going to need your approval. I'm going to be putting it up on the Delegates Drive and in the Facebook Delegates group today after GA. Please do read through this one and through the IAS one. It's been a lot of hard work, and these partnerships are very important to IVSA, so just read through them, and I hope you like them. Then here are the numbers again. So that's 39,000 in sponsoring right now, which is a lot more than last year already, so I'm very happy. For all transparency, Anacura is no signed contract yet, so let's say 34,000 then. And I'm very confident to have the other 5,000 too. Yes. Woo. Next to communicating with all of our sponsors and partners, I've also tried to do another project. At the Congress in Croatia, I spoke to Mariam, who was the committee coordinator last year, and she expressed
some concerns regarding the sponsorship towards our standing committees because they are responsible for it themselves, but they're having quite a difficult time to do that, which is why I decided to actually launch this project to kind of make it a bit more easy for them. The pictures you see is my own sponsorship proposal booklet, so that's the one for IVSA Global. It has a lot more pages than this, but it just gives you a quick overview of what it actually looks like. I have been in meetings with some of the chairs and we've decided that we're going to be working on the booklets for SCO, and SCOVI. All of the questions that kind of outline the content have been sent out to the chairs. I've received it from 3 out of 4, but I'm very confident I'll get the 4th one very soon, and that means that we'll then be able to work on the layout. And this is a project I'm hoping to launch within the next 2 to 3 months. So I'll probably be presenting that in Greece once it's completely finished. Then when I'm showing you this slide, I'm going to be talking, Tina, yes, question? Go ahead, give her the microphone, please.
What's the purpose of the booklets? But how?
Yes, of course. A very good question. Okay, so I use my booklet whenever I'm contacting a new company because it outlines the tier levels at which you can sponsor IVSA. It outlines our mission, what we do, our events. It basically explains everything that IVSA is up to and why it's very good for those companies to invest in us because we offer such a great platform. And I decided I wanted to do that for the committees too. So the committees can put like their mission, what they focus on, the events that they organize. So for example, the One Health Conference, the Animal Welfare Conference, the Animal Welfare Week, Wellness Week, all of those things. So they can show to potential sponsors and partners a bit more easy what they've actually been up to than just like saying it in an email, because those emails tend to get really long and that means that sponsors and partners will probably not be able to read all of it. So that's basically the goal of the booklets, to make it more easy for them to efficiently contact potential sponsors and partners. All right, I am showing you our logos because we do need to put our sponsors out there. While you're looking at them, I'm going to tell you another project I've actually been working on. It's a very important as well, which is the EU grant. It's also called the Erasmus Plus grant. Basically, what is it? Out of the European Union fund, they give grants to associations if you can prove that you are contributing to the European Union community. I am 100% sure that IVSA is definitely contributing to the European Union community, which is why I applied for Civil Society Cooperation in Youth kind of grant. It was a very difficult name, I already forgot about it. So basically, the grant is for 35,000 euros. I'm going to get the results, so whether or not IVSA got it in February, which is very close, so I'm already a bit scared to hear about that. Basically, what did I do? Me, Alwyn, and Julia, who is one of my secretaries, we worked on the application. The application was pretty long. What we had to do was basically just outline the objectives for IVSA for the term of 2020. We had to give all of the activities we're doing, so that includes not only our 2 big annual events, but it's also all of our live meetings, it's also all of our specialty weeks, so the Animal Welfare Week, One Health, AMR, whatever, it's all of our conferences, it's a lot of things. We had to say how all of those activities actually contribute to IVSA achieving our mission. We had to go over our geographical coverage. Thank God, only in Europe, because I had 4 pages just to explain our European member organizations. If I had to do the whole world, it would have taken even longer. And our dissemination plan, so basically how we get all of our information across to our members. So obviously we have a lot, such as our journals, our Euro bulletins, our Facebook pages. So that's basically what I've been up to together with Julia and with Elwin. We submitted the application, I think it was the 19th of November, 3 minutes before the deadline. It was nerve-wracking. I think it gave me like 8 mental breakdowns, but we're here now, so that's all really good. Okay, so now we've had the chance to look at our partners, our sponsors, and here are our wonderful partners as well. And I think that concludes it for me. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Kylie.
Got a small IVSA Exco, I moved to table 0.13.4, the PRC update.
Second.
Any discussion on tabling the motion? Any objections to tabling the motion? Hearing none, motion is tabled. It's a preview of what you'll hear later. Okay, next up on the agenda, bylaw amendment, grammatical changes by the Secretary General. To present, Elwin.
It's me. Yay. All right. I'll do an explanation later. First, I will say I move to add the following section after the section that states ensuring the taking and circulation of the minutes of the meetings of the General Assembly and the Exco to all relevant parties. No, I'm not done yet. Making all necessary grammatical and renumbering changes to the bylaws whilst finalizing the minutes and reporting these changes back to the General Assembly during the next session of the General Assembly.
Second.
Thank you.
Any discussion on the bylaw amendment? Ellen.
All right, now I will explain what this means. So, for those of you that have been to multiple GAs, we do these bylaw amendments all the time. It basically changes the way an IVSA is run. And what happens quite a lot of the time is that there will be a very long discussion on whether or not a comma should be inserted somewhere in a sentence or not. I think that's not very efficient. We can use our time better with these events. So that's why I thought, hey, we have someone to actually do these things for us, our Secretary General. So basically, we will be adding to the bylaws that she actually, or he, now she, but can be he as well, gets the power to make these changes. That's basically what it says here.
Is there any other discussion on the bylaw amendment? You guys are gonna be boring, aren't you? Andreas. You have to stand up, little buddy.
Sorry, I just have some thoughts if that would be good, because sometimes in some sentences it makes a difference, and maybe that should be, the decision should be taken by the GA, but for some things.
Kind of small areas of Exco. So the stuff that we're referring to specifically is like little grammatical things. So if a comma should be placed, a lot of our friendly amendments because we forgot periods. So basically this exact phrasing that you guys edit and look at has to be put into our bylaws. So if there's things that are forgotten or left out and it's been approved by the GA, it has to go in exactly like that. This bylaw basically just gives me the ability that if mistakes were made that are strictly grammatical, that don't change the actual meaning of the bylaw, I'm allowed to fix them without representing it to the GA as a completely new bylaw amendment.
Thank you, Kylie. Would anyone else like to speak who hasn't already spoken? Ellen.
Yay. Okay, so also to make sure that. Thank you, Daniel. minimal for IVSA Xcode. So, to ensure that these changes will purely be grammatical and not change the meaning of the bylaw, there will be an explanatory comment in the bylaw, so we have some comments there which are not part of the actual bylaw, but they explain a bit how it works, that only the grammar can be changed and not the meaning of the sentence. And also, because these changes will be reported back to the General Assembly, you guys can all check if they were right. Cool, right? Super cool.
Are there any more comments on the bylaw amendment? Going once? Going twice? Sold? Okay. Are there any objections to approving the bylaw amendment as written in bold? Hearing none, motion passes. The chair will entertain a motion to go into recess until GA3. Laura, you need a microphone. Run. Very good. Any discussion on going into recess? Any objections? Hearing none, motion passes. We're in recess. Kelly wanted me to say something, so don't go anywhere. Are there any questions on what just happened with bylaw amendments?
Anything at all that you want to ask?
If you're confused and scared, you can just come talk to us individually.
Or just confused, you don't have to be scared.
Well, if you weren't scared, you stand up right now. All right. No questions? Okay, do we have announcements? Kylie?
This is just an announcement regarding cultural evening today. I don't think we're getting a full dinner served by the OC. If that's wrong, they'll correct me on Facebook. So eat beforehand if you're very concerned about that. You'll also have time to go out and eat afterwards. I'm sure there's a lot of people going out after cultural evening. But just don't expect a full dinner. So if you get there and there's no full dinner, that's fine.